Hey guys, and welcome back to That LP Show. The name of the game is Donkey Kong 64. Last time we completed Creepy Castle and got another boss key for K. Lemsey's cage. We'll be returning that to him before taking on the final area of the game. I just wanted to switch over to Tiny Kong real quick because we're going to need her to access the final area immediately after returning this key. And apparently Creepy Castle was up in the sky. Actually, I'm a little confused as to where Creepy Castle was supposed to be. The cannon fires you high up on Crocodile Isle, which makes you think maybe you landed through the crown at the very top, and that led to Creepy Castle. But you'll see later on in the game, something comes out of that from a different location, so I don't know, it's weird. It makes you realize that that's not where Creepy Castle is located. I actually wonder how most of the levels in this game even fit in the hub world, since most of them are actually bigger than DK Isle and Crocodile Isle. In games like Super Mario 64 and Banjo-Kazooie, their hub worlds were small, but they at least explained how you went to those other bigger worlds through, magic. You either jump through a painting or through a puzzle that you put together, or otherwise were magically transported to what was essentially a different world. But in DK64, they try to pass off the levels as if they're actual parts of the islands, which, comparing the size of the levels to the size of the hub world, would be physically impossible, but whatever, video game. Anyway, the only way to get up here is with Tiny Kong, at least the only proper way, because you need to use your monkey portability to get up here, and as you can see, there's a banana fairy that won't hold still for me. I think I got it that time. Yep, only 2 more to go, and we'll get both of them in the next level. And, of course, there's also a music pad right here, which will unlock 2 things for us. And we're going to get a golden banana from Squawks, but he also finds a Hunky Chunky barrel for Chunky Kong, and that will enable us to get another golden banana, but we're not going to go after that immediately. There's a few things that I want to get in the area right before the final level, and then I'll come back out here. So yeah, we got a few things to gather up before actually heading into the final level, but we'll get to it today, and I'm pretty sure we'll finish it today. Actually, you know what? Yeah, that's why I'm probably going to end up making this video a little extra long, because, you can't really take a break in the next stage because there's a time limit. Okay, first thing I want to do, I switched over to Chunky Kong, and we can turn invisible with him. I just want to activate this #1 teleport pad real quick, and when we make him invisible, ropes will appear. 2 sets of ropes. And you know what? I lied when I said that we were completely done with the bonus games. We actually have, come on, get on the rope. We actually have 1 more. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I completely forgot about it. Anyway, we need 100 to get into the next area, so we could have come here long ago if we had the boss keys. I don't want to go in there yet. I just want to activate these teleport pads because I want to get over there with Lanky Kong a little. Come on. Activate, thank you. I want to get over there with Lanky Kong a little bit later, and those ropes won't appear unless we're invisible with Chunky Kong. So, yeah, we need a way to warp over there.
Welcome to bonus stage.
And our final bonus stage is Kremling Kosh, and I promise it is our last one this time. We have 28 points that we need to get within 60 seconds, and like I said before, shoot like crazy. I'm not even watching the Kremlings popping up. I'm looking at my ammo count down in the corner, and I'm just rotating the circle pad, or not the circle pad, I'm rotating the analog stick, and I'm just watching my watermelons go down, and as soon as I see the last one disappear, I let go of the stick, and I reload, and then I start the process all over again. So, it's not a 100% foolproof strategy. I think I have failed in my entire time ever playing this game. I've failed maybe twice using the strategy, but yeah, the Kremlings pop up so fast and so frequently that if you just fire a barrage, you're sure to hit them. And we are still invisible. Well, I think the timer on this one is forever. Anyway, I want to switch back over to DK right now because he has a Kasplat in here. So we're about to get his final blueprint. Actually, the final blueprint. That's right. We only have one more and that thing's done. Anyway, you may see a coconut switch all the way at the other side of the room. So we need to pull out our sniper scope and fire away at that. And that should build a bridge for us to get over there. And I think I just want to, because that's a small platform, I don't want to get hit by his shockwave, so I think here might be safe. There we go. Quickly put that away and rush over to the blueprint before it despawns. Make sure you're not going too fast, because one time in my one of my test playthroughs, his momentum carried him over the edge and he fell into the lava. Switching back over to Tiny Kong real quick so I can take a shortcut to Snide's HQ. The entrance to Frantic Factory is right below the entrance to this place right here. Come on, get up there. And I want her to use her ponytail twirl to just gently float down to the platform below us. Oh, thank you, camera. Whatever, it's a big enough platform. I'm sure I'll be fine. Okay, and Snide's HQ was right down here. I think we've only visited this place once, haven't we? Yeah. I said earlier in the game when we first visited that we'd end up visiting it one more time before the end of the game. Fortunately, there is a tag barrel inside there, so we can quickly switch back to DK to turn in that blueprint. I used to make several trips to this Snide's HQ, but that was before I learned that you can actually turn in multiple blueprints to one Snide's HQ. It didn't matter what area it was from. You could actually collect all 40 and turn them all in at the same time if you wanted to hear "Oh Banana" 40 times in a row. But for some reason, I was at that point under the impression that he could only accept blueprints from the area that he was actually in at the time. Fortunately, I was wrong, and that saved me from a whole lot of tedium. And I wish there was a way to skip this animation. Can you give me my banana already? I think that's it. There we go, finally. And this should make 199. We're almost there. And our fruit roll-up is no longer a fruit roll-up. It is a full-fledged blueprint. They grow up so fast. But anyway, there's a new menu here. If you press C up, it gives you access to all of the different bonus games, but we don't want to ever see those things again, do we? We're taking control of Chunky Kong now. You may remember when we got that last golden banana from Squawks. He was also nice enough to uncover a hunky chunky barrel for us, so can I make this jump safe? I'm pretty sure I'll hit the water. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I was close to the sandy beach, though. And the closest teleport pad to that is, I think 5. Yeah, because this takes us to the Banana Fairy Isle, and it's right over here. Remember that aisle where we got the very first Banana Fairy? You can't even see the tree because of the terrible draw distance, but trust me, the tree and the hunky chunky barrel are both there, see? And I'm sure at some point you've taken notice of that platform straight ahead with a giant X on it, and we're wondering when we'd eventually get to it. Well, we're doing that right now. Now that we're all giant, we can slam down on it with enough weight to sink it into the ground. And for some reason, I guess it was a plunger to trigger some TNT that was buried in that giant rock because it caused it to explode, uncovering a huge golden banana. And what better candidate to grab a giant banana than a giant gorilla? So we'll just, if we can ever, okay, maybe we won't grab it with a giant gorilla. Don't worry, even though it's really, really huge, you don't have to be giant in order to grab it. At least I'm pretty sure, because I don't want to have to go all the way back around. It's not out of our reach. There we go. And that makes 200. We got them all. At least that's what the game wants you to think. I mean, we got 5 out of 5 bananas for every single Kong in every single level, because there's no golden bananas in the next level. We're done collecting those. I mean, I'm sure the game wouldn't do something crazy like break its own rules and give one of the Kongs an extra 6th banana, throwing everything out of whack. They wouldn't do something like that. That Kong would be the odd one out. And if they were to give a 6th banana to any of the Kongs, it should be Donkey Kong, right? I mean, if they were to do something crazy like give it to, I don't know, Tiny for some reason, what makes her so special? What makes her worthy of one extra banana more than the other Kongs? Especially Donkey Kong himself. I mean, it's his game, his name is on the title. If anybody's entitled to an extra banana, it's him. Anyway, I want to start off the next level with Lanky Kong, just to make things go by a little quicker at the beginning. And that's why I wanted to activate this #1 teleporter earlier, because it's the only way for anybody besides Chunky Kong to get over here. K-Rool, probably not the best time to be taking a nap. Oh, and doesn't that hurt the Claptrap's tummy sitting on his toe claws there? No joke, I swear to you, this sound right here is one of my alarm options on my phone. That and the theme song to Shovel Knight. Are you telling them to... You were sleeping too! Ever heard of leading by example? Oh, that's what the QA staff at Sega tried to tell the dev team about Sonic 06, and they got fired. They were like, I don't care if it's ready, release it now, we want to traumatize some children on Christmas. Anyway, K-Rool's activated the Blast-O-Matic, so normally we would only have 10 minutes to get through and deactivate it, which is what we'll be doing here. But since we got all of the blueprints, we now have 50 minutes in order to complete this. More than enough. If you're really, really good, you should be able to do this in less than 20 minutes, probably not less than 10, so you should at least gather up 10 blueprints. Anyway, welcome to Hideout Helm. Make sure you hit that #1 teleporter, and I wanted to start off with Lanky because we immediately have some steep hills that we need to climb up. Completely ignore the enemies if you can. So now that we're up here, there's a pineapple switch that needs to be hit, so we're going to quickly switch over to Chunky Kong, and we're going to fire at that switch and move on. So yeah, got to be really, really quick. This timer that you see at the bottom, it stops for nothing. As you can see, it doesn't even stop for cutscenes. So yeah, you really need to fly, especially if you haven't gathered up all of the blueprints, because if you're trying to do an any % completion run, then yeah, you want some blueprints, because since it never stops, even for cutscenes, I don't think it's possible to do it in less than 10 minutes. At least I've never seen someone do it. Anyway, we want to switch over to Tiny Kong now. There's a pipe right there that we need to use we need to use Mini Monkey to get through it. I just wanted these enemies out of my way so they don't distract me, because Tiny Kong moves a little bit slow when she's shrunk down, which, you know, which makes sense, because if you're really, really small, then you're not going to have as much of a stride in your step. And once again, going through this pipe section right here is completely automated, so it's pretty much a cutscene, and yeah, that timer did not stop moving for even a second. Alright, so there we go. I was looking for the tag barrel. We want to switch over to DK now, because there's a lever here, and we need to use Gorilla Grab in order to pull that lever. I still think it's weird that we need a special move just to pull a lever. And you'd think that if Donkey Kong could do it, then Chunky Kong could do it even easier. Anyway, pulling that lever makes these DK stars appear, and we need to fly through them with Diddy Kong's jetpack. And even before we switch to him, we already have a 60-second countdown timer on top of the other timer. So we need to switch over to DK and get in this rocket barrel and fly through those as fast as we can. So hopefully, come on, come on, come on. Get through. Alright, yeah, I'm rushing, so calm down, Mike, calm down. Anyway, hopefully you've gotten used to flying with the jetpack by now, because it can be really finicky, and this is no time to screw around with it, all of a sudden trying to learn the mechanics. So hopefully you've done something in this game that involves the jetpack, especially the races with the Vulture in Angry Aztec and the Owl in Fungi Forest. But anyway, after flying through all of those, 5 doors open up, and now we can finally go through each one with each Kong in order to, actually, you know what? No, we need to switch over to Chunky Kong first, because some of them have gates in front of them, all except for Diddy Kongs. We're going to be tackling some mini games, not the mini games we're used to, but little mini challenges in order to shut down each portion of the reactor. As you can see, each part of the reactor is color-coded for each Kong. So before we go to any of them, we need to knock down all of these gates. And did I just say reactor? This isn't a reactor. Well, I guess it has some sort of reactor core in order to power it, but no. We're to be specific, we're shutting down the Blast-O-Matic Doomsday weapon because, you know, K-Rool's activated that, of course. So, yeah, I don't know why I said reactor. I think I'm thinking of the final portion of Deus Ex when we're running around Bob Page's lair, shutting down those blue fusion reactors. I think that might be what I'm thinking of. Now I think about it, it's kind of funny how the last 2 Let's Plays that I've done, the final portion involves shutting down some big machine. Anyway, the music pads only appear in a specific order, so of course we have to do Donkey Kong's challenge first and complete it before we can move on to the next one. But after we get in here, jump into this first barrel, or drum, or whatever, and I'm just skipping through this because I don't want to sit there and read it all. But we have these targets here that we need to hit. There's 4 of them. We only need to hit 3, but the timer is so strict that you cannot afford to make a mistake. Just remember that they're, you know, smack in the center of each of these. Come on, get up there. They're in the center of each of these pylons. So already hit the first 2, so should be right here. There we go. All right, luckily I didn't make any mistakes, which is good because you just can't afford any. And each challenge has instructions, but sorry, I'm gonna skip through them real quick and just explain them myself because the timer doesn't stop moving for anything, so I don't want to sit there and not skip through the text. And, you know, I know you guys would probably like to read it, but anyway, we're playing as Rambi here. Easy enough. We just need to kill all the Kremlings and avoid those pylons because, you know, 1 hit kill and then we lose. Now, you do get as many tries as you want in order to pass these challenges. It's not like it's game over if you fail. But, yeah, you don't want to fail because that's just wasted time. Anyway, once we've completed both of these challenges, this part of the weapon shuts down the yellow beam to coincide with Donkey Kong's color coding. And now looks like Chunky's is next. And we want to grab this banana medal. I guess these banana medals are what's powering the weapon. I'm not sure, but if you don't grab them and then you leave Hideout Helm, you won't be able to grab them ever again. They'll just disappear. So make sure you grab them if you want 101%. And if you listen here... Yeah, funny thing about Hideout Helm, it's the only level in the game where when you go into a tag barrel, you don't hear the tag barrel music that plays when you select a certain Kong. It just keeps playing the normal level music, which I don't mind because the level music here is pretty good. It gets you pumping, gets your heart pumping, I mean. It makes everything a little more stressful so you can't speak English as well. And in here, we need to immediately jump into this Hunky Chunky barrel, and we need to find the hidden Kremling. He's hidden in one of these boxes here, and we use the Primate Punch in order to break them all apart until we find him. Sometimes the game goes easy on you and you find him in the first one, but sometimes we get down to the last second because he's in the last one. You can see we had 1 second left, so it does not screw around. I seem to be making pretty good time here, haven't made any mistakes yet. And I might end up losing on this one because I'm kind of bad at these. But anyway, simple enough. Shoot the baddies. Yeah, I usually have trouble on these sections because those Kremlings are a little further away than they seem, and the pineapples move really slow. So you really need to lead the targets. See, look at that. And last one, there we go. Okay, got a little lucky there. Didn't have too much of a hard time. There's another one of those a little later with Lanky Kong, and he has to shoot zingers, so I have an even harder time with that one. Okay, 2 out of 5 cores deactivated. Next up will be Tiny Kong, as evidenced by that saxophone. Once again, make sure you grab the banana medals, because if you don't, you will lose your chance. They don't stay there. One thing worth noting, though, that if any of the first 4 banana medals are collected and you end up getting a game over, they will remain collected. So if you come back through and you don't see them there, don't panic. It means you already have it. You'll still have to shut down that core, though. It's just you'll look at the beam of electricity and there will be no banana medal there. But, you know, not to worry. It's in your inventory. I'm speaking mainly of if you shut down the Blast-O-Matic without collecting any of them and then leave, then they'll be permanently gone. And is this the one that I think it is? It is. Okay, this is a wonderful one for not having drop shadows. You gotta fly through the DK stars without touching the floor. So this is a game of the floor's hot lava. Yeah, you can imagine it's really frustrating when you don't have a drop shadow. But anyway, fly through all the DK stars without touching the floor, hit that switch at the end. You don't have to butt stomp it, just land on it, and that'll complete that. This one is actually, this one's a joke. All you have to do is use the mushrooms to bounce up through the DK stars, and that's it. All you have to do is hit 3 of them, and I think there's 4 of them. No, there's not 4 of them. They just don't they don't disappear. Yeah, fly through 3 of them. You're good. Does the timer stop when it fades to black? No, because it looks like 3 seconds passed there. So yeah, even when the timer's not there, it's still going. Anyway, 3 out of 5. We're almost done with this. Next up is Lanky Kong. And look at that timer. We still have 2 Kongs left, and we're about to go under 40 minutes. We're about to exceed the 10-minute time limit, which means if I didn't collect any of the blueprints, I'd be done. I wouldn't make it, and that's without making any mistakes. I have not made any mistakes yet. I think I've been making pretty good time, and yet it's still not enough, which is what makes me think that even if you're a speedrunner, unless you're glitching the game, it's not possible to legitimately make it through Hideout Helm in under 10 minutes. You need to get some of the you need to get some of the blueprints. I would suggest getting at least 10 because each blueprint adds on 1 minute for a total of 40 minutes, which, you know, adds up to 50 when you stack it on top of the default 10-minute time limit. So 10 blueprints for a maximum of 20 minutes should do it. Anyway, come on. Get up in the barrel. Thank you. All right, so we need to do 2 things here. We need to find a switch. Try not to get hit. Fortunately, it doesn't knock you out of orangutan mode. But, there we go. Once you hit the switch, just find the goal. Easy enough. But yeah, if you know what you're doing and you don't make any mistakes, you should be able to do this in under 20 minutes. So, yeah, get at least 10 blueprints. And I say that right before screwing up. Take 2. This is the one I was talking about where you're Lanky Kong and you gotta shoot zingers. This one, they just move so erratically and the grapes are so slow. See, this one over here, you know, the one flying around the pylon right now gives me the most problems. Actually, did I hit him? I did get him. All right, okay, good. I got lucky this time. Awesome. Yeah, you'd think that just because you have to only hit 3 zingers that it wouldn't be that much of a problem, but for some reason, I have problems. I think it's a personal problem, though. I don't think that part is actually hard. I think I just simply suck at it. And now only Diddy Kong is left, and wow, I haven't even used up 15 minutes yet. I think let's do some math. Yeah, I'm only used up about 13 minutes. Wow, if I hadn't messed up that one with Lanky, I could have done this under 15 minutes, I think. Which means that if I was really, really good, I could have only gotten 5 of the blueprints, and I could have been able to beat this stage. But alas, I messed up. Anyway, Diddy's challenges here are a little more I want to say, involved than the other Kongs, because you have to do multiple things, or very specific things, in order to complete his challenges. For example, this one right here. There's Kremlings running around, and there's a switch here, but you can't just kill, it's not just a matter of killing all of the Kremlings. Have your volume turned up for this, because you're listening for a sound cue. You want to hit the Kremling that initially activated the switch. So, sorry, I'm listening for the sound. You want to hit the specific Kremling. That's it, alright. Once you hear that diddle-dit sound, then you should be able to hit the switch. If you don't hear the sound, just keep an eye on the switch. It's transparent until you hit that specific critter. Yeah, the main thing making that one difficult is the fact that they run away from you and they're pretty quick, so you might have trouble simply hitting them. This one's not so bad. There's a switch underneath that cage, and in order to lift the cage, you need to fly up in your jetpack and hit these 4 switches along the wall, which is kind of difficult if you're not good at controlling the jetpack like I am. I'm not exactly what you'd call a master. I'm efficient, but as you can see, you do have an unlimited supply of crystal coconuts, so don't worry about wasting fuel. Just stay up here the whole time. Those Kashas down there, I don't even know why they bother putting those there, because you could just fly right over them. You don't even have to kill any of them. And that's it. We have succeeded in deactivating the Blast-O-Matic. King K. Rool's plans of destroying DK Isle have been officially foiled. And if you listen, there's new music playing, and there's one riff in this song. I'm probably going to miss it by talking over it, but there's one riff in this piece of music here that was actually used in Cauldron Keep and Banjo-Tooie. Anyway, just because we've deactivated the Blast-O-Matic does not mean we're done in this room, and I'm not sure how you're supposed to get down here, so I'm just going to use my slide glitch trick. Let's get back into the jet barrel, and all the way at the very top of the machine is a K. Rool Battle Arena pad. And we also had unlimited crystal coconuts in this room, so you can just fly around as much as you want. Okay, this is Shockwave Showdown, the final K. Rool Battle Arena challenge. At least, it is the final one if you've been doing them all in order. And true to its name, we're going to be dealing with a lot of Shockwaves because it's mostly Kasplats here. So, same strategy as the one that we did before with multiple Kasplat. Oh god, yeah, they're quick. Okay, so ideally, what we want to do is cartwheel into one Kasplat to knock it on its butt, and while it's down, quickly run over to the other Kasplat and cartwheel into it. But when you press the B button down to cartwheel, you want to hold it down so you can build up a shockwave, which, yeah, that can be tricky because the Kasplats have invincibility frames when they're getting back up. So yeah, during that animation, the shockwave that you release will not hurt them. So I mean, it's all really finicky timing. So sometimes, if you get lucky, you can kill both Kasplats with one shockwave. But this one's a real test of endurance because it's 90 seconds long. So you gotta last for a minute and a half in here. And I'm looking at my timer, and I'm almost at half an hour, so this is going to be kind of a long video. A little bit off topic, I'm actually recording this the day before upload, but my son has a doctor's appointment that I have to take him to. Anyway, there's our 10th and final crown. Yeah, my son has a doctor's appointment that I need to take him to get some booster shots. So I'm not going to have time to edit this tonight. I'll probably find some time tomorrow. So if you're wondering why this was uploaded later in the day instead of it being up at 7 a.m. as my videos usually are, that is why. And I only say this because I know I have kind of a reputation among my viewers for taking long breaks. Deus Ex 9 months. And I'm just trying to avoid questions in the comments section, like, are you dead? Because, you know, I took a week off from this Let's Play, and when I came back, somebody had a comment of, you know, like, oh, I was worried it would be another Deus Ex. No, not that. And let me take this out. I want to steer this ship. Unfortunately, I can't jump in there. Bummer. Alright, make sure you have at least 4 out of the 10 battle crowns, or this door will not open and you will not be able to complete the game. You won't even be able to finish it, regardless if you're going for 100% or not. And since we enter the control room, K-Rool's getting the hell out of Dodge, because the last few times he confronted the Kongs, he ended up getting launched through the air like Team Rocket. It's funny how he was overconfident about his plan to a point where he completely underestimated the Kongs, but he still had the foresight to come up with an escape plan. Alright, so obviously we're not going to find K-Rool here because he abandoned ship, so I think I'm going to take this time to steal his throne and crown myself king. And there's his throne right there. All hail King Diddy. And I hear banana fairies. Cool. And if you want to, you can actually take a picture of them through this window if you don't already have the Rare Coin and Nintendo Coin, which you absolutely need if you want to access this final boss key. So hope you brushed up on your old school arcade gaming skills, because if you didn't, you're not beating this game. And the last 2 banana fairies are right here. We can actually take a picture of both of them simultaneously, making 20 banana fairies, which means that we unlocked cheats under the mystery menu, which gives you an unlimited amount of any kind of consumable item. And to show her gratitude, the Queen invites us back to Banana Fairy Island for rewards, so we will see what she has for us. And with this final boss key in hand, we can finally return to K. Lumsy and free him from his prison. Then he can help us hunt down King K. Rool in the finale of Donkey Kong 64. But that'll have to wait until next time. And until next time, thank you for watching That LP Show, and have a one that is good.